Hazy skies blanketed most of Southeast Asia last year. In fact, 2015 has been recorded as having one of the worst and most prolonged periods of haze. Across the region, haze readings soared, sometimes to hazardous levels. Schools closed, economies struggled. It was months before clear skies finally returned.
Welcome to ASEAN Spotlight. In this segment, we explore the effects of last year's haze on Singapore. What was done to help the people and the economy? And is there anything that can be done to effectively prevent it from happening again?
In Singapore, the first transboundary haze was recorded as early as 1972. But over the years, its severity and frequency has only increased. Each year, the agriculture season in Indonesia starts when farmers clear tracts of forested lands using the slash and burn method. And the practice has only intensified as large-scale burning is carried out to prepare land for planting commercial crops such as palm oil. The effects of the haze were felt on many levels in the ASEAN countries. In Singapore, numerous outdoor events were cancelled or postponed, businesses were lost, and tourist arrivals fell. More than 77,000 visits were made to clinics across the island by people seeking treatment for haze-related conditions. But amidst the gloom, bright spots emerged. Face masks were given to the needy and elderly. We Care packs containing biscuits, instant noodles and canned food also distributed. For years, ASEAN has played a major part in trying to resolve the haze problem. At the 18th ASEAN Sub-Regional Ministerial Steering Committee on Transboundary Haze Pollution this year, it was agreed that a study would be done to look into the economic, health and social impact of last year's haze on the region. This would help countries develop baseline data to better understand the impact of the recurring problem.
It is the first time we are doing this, and of course countries have their own constraints about how and when national data can or cannot be collated. Therefore, ASEAN Secretariat has been tasked to coordinate this. We have not given ourselves a timeline, but I foresee that within a year we'll have something substantive.
Besides this, jump-starting the ASEAN haze monitoring system was also identified as crucial in tackling the haze. The system was developed in Singapore in 2012 to monitor hotspots and identify companies engaging in irresponsible land clearing practices. No country has provided any concession maps, so authorities use maps provided by non-governmental organizations and companies which put up maps of their concessions. It's an area Mr. Masago says needs to be worked on. At the same meeting, Indonesia's head of the Peatland Restoration Agency is confident that last year's haze will not rear its ugly head again.
I can say right now, I believe so, zero chance. So what Indonesia will see and our neighboring countries will totally be different from last year. There will be hotspots, yes, I cannot deny. I cannot guarantee that there won't be fires. But the scale of the fire that create haze will dramatically be less.
The agency, set up in January this year, aims to restore about 2.2 million hectares of peatland that were damaged by fires. It's also urging companies to do their part by restoring the land. At the height of the haze, the Singapore Environment Council took the unprecedented step of asking major retailers to declare that they did not sell products from alleged haze culprits, and also got supermarkets to agree to pull such products off their shelves.
This is not a one-off exercise. It's not a 3-month campaign, it's a sustained effort. So we need to get more people on board. We need to continue to push through the message about green consumerism. And the point that we have been pushing at SEC is that the environment is every individual's responsibility.
During the Haze, the Breathe What We Buy campaign was launched. The Ground Up initiative was the brainchild of conservation group WWF Singapore, Singapore Institute of International Affairs, and the People's Movement to Stop Haze, better known as PM Haze. Volunteers handed out masks and collected some 13,000 pledges from the public to support companies that go haze-free. They also staged events like public forums and Singapore's first exhibition on haze. PM Haze is now in the process of coming up with a haze-free shopping guide so consumers know how to pick out items made from sustainable palm oil, pulp and paper.
Right now we want to start with cooking oil. Cooking oil is the most immediate palm oil products that we come into contact every day. You go to hawker center, you order anything. If it's oil, then it probably contains palm oil. Right now, there's actually no alternative in supermarkets.
The SEC is doing its part too, having already awarded its green label to over 3,000 products here. Now, for the first time, it is certifying palm oil-based products.
Palm oil can be found in a lot of the common food products, margarine, biscuits, chocolates. So we are ready and we encourage companies to come forward to have their products certified.
The new category has been developed with input from palm oil certification body, the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, or RSPO. But as some 80% of global palm oil remains uncertified, challenges lie ahead. Major palm oil players such as Wilmar and Cargill say they have initiatives in place to ensure a traceable supply chain. So experts suggest that the haze problem could be more effectively tackled by better regulating smaller-scale oil palm plantations. The group at PM Haze feels that while ground-up initiatives are small in scale, they have much to offer, especially if those from ASEAN nations joined hands with a united goal.
Very sad that this haze problem has been a source of division among the ASEAN countries, when actually it should be a source of unity, because this is a problem that we all face, and we hope that if we start here in Singapore, our neighboring countries will also be encouraged to do more in their own countries.
Yihan and his team have since travelled to peatland areas in both Indonesia and Malaysia to investigate more about the causes, impacts and solutions to the haze problem. The group is planning an educational trip for people in Singapore so they can learn and hopefully have a better understanding of the many issues surrounding peat and its role in how haze is formed.